So I request everyone, those who are new in this domain, they should interact by just unmuting themselves or maybe in the chat box also. Uh, what we are going to discuss in this course, in this lecture, the title is Numerical Methods for Option Pricing or Numerical Methods for Derivative Pricing. The idea is that we'll be discussing everything in great detail first. So the title is Numerical Methods for Derivative Pricing. I hope this title, everyone agrees that this is the title, that numerical method in derivative pricing, introduction basically. So some of you might not be comfortable with the word derivative, some of you might not be comfortable with the word pricing. So let us try to understand it from the scratch and then uh, try to get that why numerical methods are needed and what is derivative pricing. So we'll go slowly that the problem in the market or problem with our investment, whenever we try to invest our money, the main problem comes that what is the problem? Main problem. I mean, it's not only problem, but one of the main problem is risk. That risk is also always associated in any investment. So risk is always associated, and if we are investing in risky asset, right? So I'll come to this risky asset and risk-free asset everything, and then we'll discuss also that what is risk. That also we'll do. So quickly, let us try to understand first recap. It's kind of recap that what is a risky asset and risk-free asset. I am not sure whether you are aware of it or not, but so one is risk-free assets and one is risky asset, right? Risky asset. So can anyone quickly tell from the participants that do you understand what is risky asset and what is risk-free asset? Anyone from the participants?
So bond is risk-free asset like fixed deposit, and risky asset is like stock market.
Yeah, so stocks, basically risky assets are stock, and yeah, Adit, thank you, Adit. Yeah, that's wonderful. If you'll respond in this way, it is really helpful and it is really wonderful. So Adit says that risk-free assets has fixed return amount. So the example is simple, that bond, right? And here you can simply take as a stock, right? What is the key problem here? We want to understand something called derivatives and how are they priced. This is what the key point in our whole discussion, what I have been teaching, I'll be teaching to you. Now the point is that why do we need numerical methods, etc., that we are going to cover. But we are first starting very simple, that risk-free assets, those are bonds, risky assets, those are stock. So when we invest in bond, when we invest in bond, our return and I mean amount is usually fixed, that okay, after this much time you are going to get this much of money. Everyone comfortable, right? But can you say that if we invest in a stock, is it fixed here? Of course not, right? Here it depends on the how the stock behaves, right? So if we want to invest, and so then someone can simply ask that if here it is fixed, why we should not go for always for bonds? Why we should go for stocks? Aditya or anyone from the participants? Why we should always, I mean, if something is fixed here in bonds, we should always invest in bonds. Why to go for stocks?
Sir, it gives higher returns, I suppose, sir.
Good. I thank you, Jai Kishan. So it gives us higher return. So it is more lucrative, right? So we go with investment in stocks with the hope that we are going to get higher return. But does this higher return comes automatically? I mean, is it like there is no harm? There must be some harm, right? So what is the harm? Harm is, I mean, what is the issue? So why everyone is not going for stock? You are saying that here it is higher return, Mr. Jayakishan. So why everyone is not going for stock? RN, higher
Sir,
profit.
some
Good. So
factors may
I'm
include maybe
looking.
lack of knowledge also, sir.
Okay, so I'm looking at your chat also, and I'm looking at your, I mean, whatever you can speak. So, but I request everyone to be please a bit interactive. I believe that you'll enjoy it. So what we realized that although here it is fixed, but not lucrative, not very attractive. But although here the returns are higher, but here it is the involvement of risk. So, what should be your way of investment? I mean, how should you invest? At one end, you are having fixed but risk free. At one end, you are having higher return but risky. So, how you should manage your portfolio? How you should invest? Aryan, Adit, Jai Kishan, anyone? I mean, those who are attending. So one thought maybe that we can go for the mixture, right? We should invest something here also, and we should invest, yeah, striking a mix of them. Good, but still, risk will be there, isn't it? Risk will be there, right? It's not like so. Now the question: if you are investing in risky assets, can you make it zero? Can you make risk zero? If you are investing in risky assets, of course you cannot make the risk zero. So what should we do then if we cannot make anything zero? I mean, any non wanting quantity as zero. What we should do? So suppose we have rupees of 10,000, right? And we invested, and here the risk is suppose A%, B%, C%. So with which option we should go? We should go with the option having minimum, right? Minimum of A comma B comma C. Everyone, it's a layman theory, right? Nothing mathematical till here. So what we realized that yes, if we have some money and we want to invest, there are risky assets as well as risk-free assets. If we want to invest in mixture of both, because you only told that we should go for mixture because at one end you are having very low but fixed return, at one end you are having higher return but risky. So you said that we should go with both, and but still there will be a risk. So we should go with the minimum risk. So what do you think? Who will if I mean, who will assure you that, oh, this is the minimum risk, you should go with this. So that is actually taught in mathematical finance. Usually you can call it a portfolio theory. So this is one problem that yes, we have some money, we want to invest. And the, the problem is that how should I invest so that my risk is minimum? This is one. So how you can minimize your risk? So that is one use case of derivatives. So how do we minimize our risk? Right? Using derivatives. So, but then the next question comes that what is derivative actually? Right? So please do not mix it with the calculus derivatives, d over dx, d over dy. Those are different from this, right? Professor Obick has mentioned in the morning the detailed definition of derivatives, but here again I'll just try to explain you a few examples first, and then I'll come to the definition of derivatives, right? So, but yes, please be clear that it is not the derivatives of calculus, right? Now, can any one of you? So we will come to this, right? We are. I mean, let me tell you that was of many kind, right? Forward, future, right? Or options, swaps. But these terms might not be comfortable to you, so let us not do it any further. We'll come back again. But can anyone quickly tell me that when the currency was not in the market, right? Suppose you don't have currency, then how will you how will you live? I mean, how will you do your exchange? And this was earlier happened, right? So what that system was called earlier when there was no
Barter,
currency? What that barter
barter
system?
system.
Yes. So can you please explain a bit what was barter system?
Sir, in exchange of some products, we take the other products the person, if he is having, we'll take
Yes.
a product from him, whatever product we are.
Exchange of goods. Yes, very good. So suppose there are
Yes.
two persons, A and B. Thank you. Thank you so much. A and B. And suppose A is having wheat and B is having goat, right? So A needs goat and B needs wheat. So they met and they exchanged the things. But then do you think it's I mean, what are the problems in this system? This is a good system if you think that, oh, I need this, you need this, okay, let us exchange. Why do you need to print the currency, etc.? So what are the problems you see in barter system? Anyone?
Sir,
I mean,
according
what?
to me, I
Yeah,
think it
please.
is having too much stock of that goods. Maybe. I'm not
Okay.
sure, sir.
It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, thank you. Still, but yeah, see, you respond equal value of goods. Yes, Aditya has replied wonderfully that uh, A is having wheat, but A is claiming that my wheat is more costly than having more value than B, your goat. But B is saying, no, no, it is not. My goat is having more value than you. So that equivalence is creating issue, isn't it? Right? Valuation. So first issue comes out to be valuation, isn't it? That no one is agreeing that his goods are lesser amount. Agree, right? What can be the second issue? What can you think of the second issue? Yeah, goods can depreciate over time. Okay, uh, no, but I mean it's okay. Like both the goods will be depreciate, na. So what is the problem? One thing is liquidity, isn't it? Now I need goat, but I'm not able to find anyone having goat because it's a two-body problem. You have to match with someone who needs your the goods and you need his goods. Otherwise, this won't happen, isn't it? Right. So liquidity might be a problem that finding the suitable person is Siddhant, isn't it? Right. That finding a suitable person may be challenging for you. Right. So one thing is that valuation, another thing is liquidity. These two, we can say simply, we can see that these are the challenges. So that's why currency came. And So what I'm trying to convey, you the derivatives. Please be clear, right? But I'll tell you in a way so that slowly you understand. So one by one, again, I'm repeating everyone. So the problem is risk. How does it come? The problem of risk, that we have some amount of 10,000. We want to invest, right? We want to invest. So if we invest only in risk free, of course, it's not a good idea. If we invest in risky, again, it's not a good idea. So you said that we should try the combination of both. Then we realized that, okay, we should invest in a way so that our risk is minimum. We all agree with this, right? So then I said that who is going to tell you that how should you invest, or how can you make your risk minimum, right? What you should do that your risk is minimum. Agree. So then mathematics says that you can take the help of derivatives, and those derivatives are going to help you to minimize your risk. Till here, I think everyone is comfortable. Then next question suddenly comes to our mind, that what are derivatives? So I said immediately that derivatives are future, forward, option, swaps. But I mean, we have not gone into detail. What is forward, future, what is options, what is swaps? And once I'll explain you the derivatives, then I'll explain you that how to price those derivatives. I mean, price means we all know, right? Value. If we say that price of this pen is 100 rupees, that means value of this pen is, right? So how to find the value of that derivative, that we are going to do later. So first we are trying to understand derivatives, and then we will try to understand its value. I hope till here everyone is comfortable. Any queries from the audience? Anyone? Okay, fine. There are no queries, right? So then we understood that yes, barter system has issues, but now then earlier what used to happen, and now I'm slowly coming to forward and future, right? I'm slowly coming to forward and future. So earlier what used to happen? So let me write it, contract. Some of you might be aware that there are two persons, suppose, right? That there's a person A, the same example I'll take. A is having wheat, and B is having B is suppose bread company, right? So everyone, A is a person, right? A is a person, B is also a person maybe, and A is having lot of wheat, and B is having a bread company. So bread company, why I have taken? Because bread needs wheat, right? To make the bread, we need wheat. So what the fear they both have? Anyone from audience? What the fear they have? The person who is having wheat, what the fear they have? The person who is having bread, who is the owner of bread company, what the fear he has? The participants. Suppose you take yourself as a owner, or right, stock of goods. Okay, Jai Kishan Dubey. Stock of goods means. Would you please a bit explain? Because I'm not sure whether you are telling what I'm thinking of. Anyone else? Aditya Gupta, Siddhant. Anyone? What the fear they might be having? I mean, if you are suppose a bread company owner, or you are having a lot of wheat, what the fear you may have? You may have the fear, maybe the quality of the product. Okay, this is one, and others. Anyone else? One fear he might have, that price may decrease, isn't it? Because he is having a lot of in the market. He is having a lot of wheat, and if price decreases in the market in next 1 month, 2 months, or 6 months, then he will suffer loss, isn't it? And then what the bread company owner has the fear. Now you can tell at least what the bread company has the fear. Yes, price of, yeah, Sarthak, thank you. So price of wheat may increase. What will happen? So if price decreases, then owner of A, I mean, so owner of wheat, that the person A, he is going into loss. And what if price of wheat will increase? Then bread company will be in loss because he needs wheat in the large amount. Now, can anyone tell me that if you see as a whole in a year, right, price of wheat changes many times. Most of you must be aware, right? So price of wheat changes many times, but price of bread is almost fixed. It usually doesn't change. How do you think they manage it? What do you think? How do they manage? Is the question clear to everyone? Right? So we started from barter system, then we are trying to understand something called contract, right? And slowly we are going towards derivatives. But tell me why, let me give you another example so that you can be more comfortable. So many wheat sellers, but still price is stock up huge amount. Good. Let me come one by one. So someone is responding is so many wheat sellers. But Aditya, when wheat prices increased, that means everyone is increased. Huh? Everyone has increased the price. So it never happens then someone is selling at rupees 20 and someone will sell at 16. Why he will sell at 16? He will also sell at 20, isn't it? So when price, I mean, you have seen the price jump in recently in tomatoes, etc. So it never happens that someone is selling at cheaper price. If price is up, that means price is up, right? So I don't think this will work, right? Because all the wheat seller, if the price is up, all the wheat seller will sell it costly. Agree? Now, I'm coming to Sarthak. Sarthak, they'll stock up huge amount of wheat. So bread company, they stock up huge amount of wheat when it is cheap. Perfect. But don't you think in stocking up, there are challenges? I mean, you have a bread owner of bread company. Don't you think it is also challenging to stock up huge amount of wheat? What are the challenges? Maybe you can tell. If you want to stock up huge amount of wheat because you have suppose very large bread company. So what are the challenges you will face?
Storage facility is one big factor,
Storage,
sir.
logistic issues, decay. Most important, decay of product. Yeah, wheat may gone rotten. Then what you'll do? It is prone to insects. Agree. So storing is also not a good idea. So then what is a good idea in your opinion?
Contract, sir.
Contract. Yes, this is a good idea. Let me give you one more example so that you can relate much more to it. Right. You have all been to Domino's or McDonald's, right? There also this happens. They provide you lot many items made from potato, right? And their price is fixed maybe from past 3 years, isn't it? Yeah. Usually they do not change the price in a year, right? It's almost fixed for at least for 1 year. Everyone agrees? But potato price, you all see that it changes heavily in throughout the year. Sometimes it is very cheap, sometimes it is very costly. Everyone? So tell me, I mean, just think that how do they manage that when the price is cheap, again, they are giving you this burger at the same cost. And when the price is costly, so again, they are giving you the burger at the same cost. So someone suggested that contract. What do you think? What kind of contract this would make? What kind of contract they should do? Anyone?
Sir,
Please see
buying at a
that.
particular rate, sir.
Very good. Fantastic answer. So what happened? Yes. So Siddhant is saying that purchasing the potato at a fixed price. Yes. Sarthak, year-long supply contract at a fixed price. Fantastic answer by Sarthak. So what happens? A and B both met, and they said that B said what? I will buy this your wheat, right? Wheat at rupees maybe 25 per kg, right? For next 1 year, right? For next 1 year. Now, how does this solve the problem of both the person? How does this solve the problem of both the person? That bread company is assured that, oh, I'm going to get wheat at rupees 25 per kg. So I don't need to worry about market price, whatever it is. I will fix my bread price accordingly and I'm tension free for 1 year. Is it fine to everyone? Yes. So wheat company is perfectly okay. Now, what is the benefit for wheat owner? He is also does not have fear of price fall. Suppose he is having fear, na? Suppose price goes to 23, what will happen? Price goes to 22, what will happen? So in this situation, he also does not have any fear because he is also okay that, okay, I'm going to get my the price of rupees 25 per kg for my wheat for throughout the year, and that is fair enough. Agree, everyone? And this is called forward contract. So I told you now that derivatives are forward, future, option, swap. So these are called derivative. This is called forward contract. So this kind of contract. There is a contract between A and B, right? Everyone, change the color. So everyone agrees with me that there is a contract between A and B, right? And this contract is nothing but called forward, right? Our question is still not answered. I'm that how we can minimize the risk, right? Please be clear. This we have not. But yes, I said that derivatives are going to help us. Okay. And so first let us, so derivatives are going to help us to reduce the risk. Agree? This is our claim. So in that context, we are first trying to understand the derivatives, and then we will see how derivatives are helping us to minimize the risk. I hope the problem statement is crystal clear to everyone. Okay. Now the idea is we are trying to understand the derivatives. So we started from barter system, very basic. We saw that yes, there are challenges, right? All of you agree with me that someone is saying my asset is more costlier than you, so then there will not be any exchange and there will be a problem, and liquidity might also be an issue. Suppose you are looking for an iPhone and no one is ready to sell his iPhone, so how you can buy? Okay. And then we come to this one kind of contract, and I believe that most of you must be familiar with this kind of contract. In rural areas, this has been done, that they meet and they decide some price for some asset, right? And then they take it later on. Now tell me, what are the problems in forward contract? What are the problems in forward contract? Anyone? Anyone? No. So simple idea is, suppose price of wheat is too high in the market. The price of wheat is 30 rupees per kg in the market. Who is likely to default? Who is likely to default? Who will not fulfill his promise? Default means who will not fulfill his promise. So tell me, A or B? A. Yes, A is likely to default. Good. And suppose in the market the price is rupees 20 per kg. Who is likely to default? B. Then B is likely to default. Everyone agrees, right? Why? Because if market price is too high, then A will not sell the wheat to B. A will sell in the market. And the same way, if price of wheat is too low, B will not buy the wheat from A. B will buy from the market. So there are problems with forward contract, and how these problems are resolved. So simply they are resolved, and some stock exchange plays a crucial role, right? A stock exchange plays a crucial role so that no one defaults. What is the role of stock exchange in this case? In this case, that you cannot default. If you will default, you will pay the price. You will be penalized. Understood? So we understood one kind of contract, which is forward contract, and we realized that, oh, this has been happening from our ancient days. And nowadays, what happens? Stock exchange plays this role, and the stock exchange, they manages that no one can default. If someone tries to default, he has to pay the price. Right. Now, let me show you a bit of some pictures so that you can better realize the risk-free asset and risky assets. Right. So, because that also is important. So I'll show you a few only pictures, right? So that will be good. So all of you can see this picture. Now, whenever we deposit some money in the bank, so our interest, everyone is comfortable with interest, right? Interest rate. So what kind of interest you have been taught? Simple interest and compound interest. Everyone? So what bank gives us, Aditya? Simple or compound? Compound interest. No, not simple. Compound interest. Yeah, CI. So compound interest we get from the banks. So basically, what is the difference in simple and compound interest? It's simple that we first get the interest on our principal, and then again we get the interest on the interest also. Is it what, right? Compound keeps increasing with amount. Basically, interest on increased value. Yes, simple. So then, if I ask you a very general question that one bank is giving you 6% compound interest, and one bank is giving you 6.1% compound interest, to which you should deposit your money. Please think first and then tell. Everyone? So this is why I asked this question. Actually not. You should have asked me how frequent they are compounding. Please try to understand. We'll do maybe in tutorial, we'll do one example, right? That this matters how frequently they are compounding your money. If suppose this is annual, right? I'll show you one example in the tutorial. Suppose this is annual compounding and this is daily compounding. I will show you that this, sorry, reverse. I'm sorry. Yeah, reverse. Yeah, this is daily compounding and this is annual compounding. Did you get my point? How many of you got my point? That frequency matters, right? Because daily means, although here the interest rate is 6%, but one day you'll get interest, now next day you'll get interest on interest, and the another next day you'll get interest on interest, right? So I'll show you mathematically, I'll show you one example that this might give you more value than this. All of you got it? All of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So we have to be careful that what is the compounding frequency of that interest rate. In a similar way, you can think of in terms of loan. So suppose you went to take a loan from bank, and one bank is said that I'll take you 6% interest, and one bank said that I'll take 6.1%. So from which bank you should take the loan? This is bank A, this is bank B. So from which bank you should take the loan? Anyone? Again, compounding matters. You cannot say that I should. So usually what we will say that we should go with this one. But no, it's not true. Suppose 6%, but he is compounding daily. That means you will be charged even more as compared to 6.1%. Yes, first we ask the compounding frequency. So all of you are convinced that yes, in our risk, and this is risk-free asset, right? Because we are talking about depositing in the bank. But in the risk-free asset also, we have to be careful if we are taking about loan or we are depositing. Both the same thing, right? We are depositing or we are taking loan. We have to be careful. So now, in which case we are going to get the maximum amount? Anyone? In which case, if we want to deposit some money in the bank, in which case we are going to get the maximum amount?
6%, sir.
In which case we are going to get the maximum amount? Continuous compounding. So this is suppose yearly compounding, this is quarterly, this is monthly, and this is continuously. So continuously compounding means it is compounding every instance. So of course it's a concept you may not be very comfortable, but it's okay. So but that at least we know very clearly that if the frequency is high, we are going to get more amount. Everyone, if frequency, suppose a bank is compounding daily and interest rate is same. There are two banks, the interest rate is 6% for both the banks. But the difference is that one bank is compounding daily and one bank is compounding weekly. So we should go for the bank with the compounding daily. Right? So one small observation I tried to teach you from this, and what it is. Can anyone tell what it is? It is written here risky asset, but what this photo is all about? Anyone? Stock of a company. Good. So it is basically stock of a company. Nowadays, those who trade, so they simply do this digitally, right? We buy a stock, we sell a stock. But in earlier times, when the stocks were printed on paper, and if you buy a stock, it will be given to the owner, right? And here it is written clearly that you have that percentage of ownership in the company. So can anyone quickly tell that what is the difference if you buy a bond and if you buy a stock? What is the what is the key difference in both? Suppose so bond is what? It is nothing but a document, right? Which banks provide you, and it says that if you buy a bond of rupees 100, after certain time you will get 105 after certain time, right? This is bond. So bond is called risk-free asset, right? So what is the key difference between bond and stock? Anyone? What if bond issuing company do scam? Yes, that's also true. That so Adit, answer to your question is bonds are usually issued by government or government authorized agencies. Usually bank issues bond or government issues bond, right? We do not take bond from anyone, right? Otherwise there will be a problem. Okay. Yes, fixed return in bond, but in stock there is no fixed return. This is the key thing. That's why it is a risk-free asset and it is a risky asset. Agree, everyone. So here we know how much we are going to get after certain time, but here we do not know. And again the same question, that why we are investing in stock? Because here the return is higher. In bond, usually the return is lower as compared to stock. Agree, right, everyone? So then if return is not fixed, then what you will get? If suppose you have invested 10,000 rupees, how do you know that after 1 year my money will be 11,000 or 9,000? Because here return is not fixed. So how do you know? Anyone? How your money is increasing or decreasing? I mean, my simple question is that how you're depending on the growth of company. Very good. So now let us try to understand, all those who are not very comfortable. Let us try to understand. Suppose company, the value of company is 1 lakh rupees. Very simple. The value of company is 1 lakh. Now, and you have invested 1,000. Okay. This is value of company. Now, next year, the value of company became 1,50,000. What will be your 1,000? 1,500. That's it, right? So this is the simple mathematics, no complex calculations. So how company is growing, your money is also growing in the same ratio, right? If company is not growing, it is in loss, your money will also decrease in the same ratio. Everyone comfortable? So everyone is comfortable in risky assets as well as risk-free assets. Now, one question I'll pose, and then if you answer, then it's fine. Otherwise, we will discuss tomorrow. So why this company, suppose there is a company A, why they issue stock? Why don't they take a loan from bank? They have two options. Suppose they need money, right? Suppose they need money. So why do they issue stock and they do not take loan? They can take a loan and they can repay. Why to go and sell the stock, etc.? Can anyone tell quickly?
Sir, maybe because of interest rate is high in bank.
Interest rate is high, yes, but here you have to give your profit. Collateral is one issue, that okay, bank may not give you loan, but look, Aditya, usually when a large company, suppose any big company wants a loan, they have lots of assets, right? They can easily arrange the collateral, isn't it? Aryan has replied beautifully, multiple small owners, no pressure on company. So in this case, what happens? Company is liable to pay the loan. But in this case, no such thing. Company is not liable to pay you. If company will grow, you will grow, I will grow. If I'll not grow, you will not. Everyone, right? So that is why, of course, these topics requires huge time to understand well and try to. So, but I'm just trying to touch those small things because it is course on mathematical finance, so you should be able to understand at least these basic ideas. So we understood risk-free assets, bonds, right? Fixed deposits, etc. And we understood risky assets. Any query in this, anyone? Right. So actually here I wrote na risky asset and risk-free asset. So I just wanted to give you, so now the question is simple here. What is the question? That what is the probability or what are the chances that my 1000 rupee will be 1500? That means I want to know that what is the probability that this company will grow and my 1000 rupees will be 1500. That means stock price prediction, isn't it? So today it's a stock price. Suppose there is one stock is of 100 rupees. So now after 6 months, what will be its price? And all of us agree that after 6 months, its price will be changed because company will either grow or will go in loss. Agree? So the first question is after 6 months, what will be the price? So this is also a problem. So those who are faculty members or who are research scholars, PG students or research scholars, they may find it as a research dimension, which is called stock price prediction. Okay, so this figure, what it tells? It tells that if we are today here, right? Future price we don't know. For any asset, future price we don't know. What we know? We know the past price. And price will be what? Suppose today the price is 56. So it might have gone to even low to 48, and then again it might have gone to 150, it becomes 50. So we are agree with this that this kind of figure we get if you see price of any stock, right? You will see this kind of figure. Somewhere it is up, somewhere it is down, somewhere then again it is like this. Agree? But what will be its future price? That is a problem of research. So I'll pose some research questions also. Those the faculty members or students, those who wants to work in this domain, they can take those problems, and we will try to understand the basic idea also. Okay. So how the future price will look like? See, yes, because future price we don't know what it will be. Now today it is 50, but it can go like this, it can go like this, even it can go like this also. So this is one research problem, that using uh, AIML, using statistics, how you can predict the stock price in future. Right. So I just wanted to give you a glimpse of risky asset versus risk-free assets. Right. Our target is how to make risk zero. I mean, how to make risk minimum. Of course, we cannot make risk zero, right? So our target is to make the risk minimum, right? And I told that derivatives helps us in this making the risk minimum. Derivatives are of many kind: forward, future, options, swaps, etc. I discussed very first one, contract, right? Which is forward contract, but we saw that there are issues in the forward contract. However, when a stock exchange comes into the picture, then no one defaults and it is still traded. I mean, it is still used. Forward contracts are still used. But now we are going to get another kind of contract, that is, right. So how this stock exchange plays a role? Can you imagine? So suppose B is likely to default. B is likely to default means बी कब डिफॉल्ट करेगा जब प्राइस बहुत कम हो गया मार्केट में. ठीक है. So suppose wheat price went to 20 and now stock exchange realized that B is likely to default. Then what stock exchange will do? It will take some money from B and it will keep it within. And if B defaults, it will give that money to A. I hope it is clear to everyone, right? So who is likely to default? Stock exchange plays a crucial role. It takes some money from B and it gives the other party. Right. Now I'm coming to another, because today you must have heard from Professor Obeck, Black-Scholes model, option pricing, call option, put option, many things you must have heard, right? So I'm going to discuss those in a bit from scratch and from in detail, right? So next is what is the key point in forward contract? What is the key point? Anyone? Both the party right? Both the parties have to exercise the contract. What does it mean? That A has to sell and B has to buy. It's not like any leverage is given to anyone. Agree? A has to sell and B has to buy. Now here it comes this option. So forward is clear, right? Forward is clear. Now here it comes to options. Now what is option? Its name is option. Its name is already options. What does it mean? What bread company said that, oh, I am very large bread company. I don't want to have this obligation. If I wish to buy wheat, I will buy. If I don't wish to buy, I will not buy. Did you get the point? So A is here. Again, the same question. Same. B is here. A is wheat owner, right? A is wheat owner. And B is bread company. What bread company said? I am very big company. I don't bother about other things. If I want to buy, I will buy. If I don't want to buy, I will not buy. But the rate is fixed. And this kind of contracts are called options. That because B is having option. B is having option. But now what the question comes to your mind in this case? What the question comes to your mind? Anyone? The simple question is why A should agree? Why A should agree that, okay, if you want to buy, you will buy. If you don't want to buy, you don't buy. Why A should be agreeing on this contract? You will get good price, but see, suppose the price is very low, very high, and then we came to him and he said, okay, I'll buy him. Suppose price is very low, then we will say, oh, I'll not buy from you. They agreed on 25 rupees per kg, but the problem is B is having option, right? B is having option. What option? That if I wish to buy, I will buy. If I don't wish to buy, I will not buy. So what I'm trying to convey, the contract, that A is bound to sell, but B is not. B has option. B has option of buying or not buying. So my question is simple.
Sir,
This kind of
one
contract.
question here, sir.
Please tell me.
Sir, whether the company be the bread company, can he switch to, like, in case if he's getting a less rate, I mean the options category, will he switch to some other company or with the same owner
Yes, he
itself?
can. Yes, he can. Because see, if they are having the option contract, if they are having forward contract, they cannot. Right? Because there is no option. I did not. They have to. I have written somewhere. Right? Yeah, this key idea. Please see the key idea. Both the parties have to exercise. They do not have any leverage. They do not have any option. But here the contract is like this. What is the contract? That if A wants, then if A is bound to sell. If B comes to him, A is bound to sell. But B may buy and B may not buy. So the first question comes here because B has some leverage. Why A should agree on this? Question is clear to everyone, I hope. Right? Why A should agree on this? Okay, if you want to buy, you buy. If you don't want to buy, you don't buy. But I am bound to sell. Basically, A is giving some extra leverage to B. But why A should agree? Why the wheat owner should agree on this? Wheat, anyone? Any guess? Irrespective of what B does, A is getting some money. Yes. So that's good. That now A will say it's okay. I will okay. But B will pay a price to a premium. It is called premium or price. B will pay a premium to A for this kind of contract. Right? So if B will buy from A, then fine. If B will not buy from A, what will happen? Achha, when B will not buy, suppose the price is 20 rupees per kg, then B will not buy from A because B has fixed 25 rupees per kg. So if the price is 20 rupees per kg, then B will not buy. But okay, no problem. You don't buy. I have the premium. You have already paid me the premium. You have already paid me the premium. And if the price is suppose 27 rupees per kg in the market, then we will go and we will say, okay, I'll buy from you 25 rupees per kg. But A is having loss here, 2 rupees per kg. But A has already taken the premium now. So the whole idea is in this case, B will pay some premium to A for this extra leverage. And this premium is called option price. This premium is called option price. Is everything comfortable with the word option price? Aryan, Aditya, everyone comfortable with the word option price? Okay, I'll repeat, Aditya. So Aditya, what is happening? A and B both are in a contract that A is having a lot of wheat and B is owner of bread company. Now B wants this kind of contract that if I want to buy your wheat at a certain rate, I will buy. If I don't want to buy your wheat at a certain rate, I don't. But then A said, oh, you are taking some extra leverage, right? So you should pay me a premium on the day of contract, right? You should pay me a premium today only. Then I'll give you this right. Okay. So then A said that, okay, you paid me the premium and now A has given him the right. Right. That, okay, this is the right with you. If you want to buy, you buy. If you don't want to buy, you don't buy. But the question, and this premium is called option price. Technically it is, na? So B is having option. What is the price of this option? How much it should pay to have this option? So I hope it's clear now. Aditya. So how much B should pay to have this option? And that is why it is called option price. So here we should be clear that B is not bound to buy from A. Agree? Agree? Now the question is this option price, right? So option is also a derivative. Please see here. Forward is also a derivative, option is also a derivative. So why it is a derivative? So derivative means derived from. Derived from. That means what? Let me give you a few examples, then you will better understand. So now one research problem is on the screen. What is the research problem is on the screen? What is the research problem on the screen? Simple, that how much we should pay, isn't it? How much we should pay. Not best, rather you should use the word appropriate option price. Okay, suppose B should pay rupees 1000. What will happen if B is paying more than 1000, and what will happen if B is paying less than 1000? Both the situations are not good for economy. Agree? If someone is getting more money what he deserves, then that is also a problem. If someone is getting less than what he deserves, then also there is a problem. So we all agree that this fair pricing of option is crucial. Okay, now we have two questions. Please try to understand. What are two questions? One, that fair pricing of option is crucial. And another question is that why it is called derivatives. Okay. Let us take another example and then we. So take the example of health insurance. All of you are aware from health insurance, right? We used to get a call that, okay, you pay me 2000 rupees and you get a health insurance of rupees 5 lakhs. How many of you are aware of this problem? Right? You all are aware that you give me 2000 as premium and you'll get rupees 5 lakh insurance. Agree? So now, what is this premium? How it is calculated? Don't you think it should be calculated perfectly, very accurately? Otherwise, what will happen? If the company will charge less amount from us for health insurance, what will happen? They will go in loss. They are charging less. Their cost is more. So they will go in loss. And suppose they are charging more from us. Suppose they are charging more from us. What will happen? They are getting undue advantage. And we agree that both the situations are not good for economy. Agree? So one example I gave you just to play, two examples I gave you just to understand that why it is crucial to find the option price accurately, this premium accurately. Technically, we are paying a premium, right? We are right. What is the right we have? That, okay, if I get ill, I'll come to you, but it is my choice. I'll come to you or not. It is not bound. Is it bound that I have to come to you always? No, it is my choice whether I'll come to you for treatment or not. Suppose there is any hospital. Okay, that hospital is giving you a kind of membership that, okay, you can take this membership in rupees 10,000, and if you get ill you can come to my hospital at any time. But that is, I have paid 10,000, that is my choice. It's not always that I have to go to there, because I know if I'll go there they have certain conditions and they'll say that, okay, this, for this you have to pay, for this you have to pay. So there might be issues. So simple question is that I have the liberty of going or not going, but for that I have to pay a premium, and how that premium is calculated. I'll give one more example and then I'll come to why it is called derivatives. So, I mean, every one of you buy certain things from Amazon or Flipkart or any commercial website, e-commerce website. So whenever we buy a thing, anything, suppose we buy a laptop, so inside it shows that get an extended warranty of this product for 1 year in rupees 500. How many of you have realized this? How many of you have encountered this? Most of you, right? That on the side it comes that okay, get an extended warranty in rupees 500 or 200. Agree? Yes. So did you ever think that why how they have decided this 500 for 1 year? And one more question in this, that suppose you are buying a phone which is of any company like maybe Vivo or Oppo, then you see that your premium is 500. And suppose you are buying an iPhone, then this premium will be 3000. What does it mean? That premium price is depending on the asset, what you are talking about. Suppose you are taking the insurance of 5 lakh rupees, then your premium will be different. If you are taking the insurance of 10 lakh rupees, your premium will be different. Right. So that's why this is called derivatives. Derivatives means it is derived from. So its value is derived from someone. Its own value is nothing. Option value means what? Nothing. Right. Its value is derived from. Suppose you are buying the warranty of iPhone, its value will be different. If you're buying the warranty of normal phone, 10,000 rupees phone, its value will be different. So I tried to explain that why it is called derivatives. Derivatives means its value is derived from something else. Its value is derived from something else. And I tried to explain you that why it is crucial to price the option accurately. Why it is crucial to price the options accurately. So in this till now, what we have understood? We have understood that what is derivative. So this much, because otherwise, whatever we have to cover that we will not be able to cover. So this much we will go in this way. What we realized that there are risky assets and risk-free assets in the market. We saw in great detail. Then we realized that yes, if we want to minimize our risk, the derivatives are there which can help us. But derivatives not only they help us to minimize the risk, they have many things they can do. It's like also it is minimizing the risk only, na? So what B is doing here? You please see, tell me. Using this option contract, what B is doing? Using this option contract, what B is doing? B is minimizing his risk, isn't it? Why? Because he is clever. What he'll do? If price will be costly in the market, he will go to A. If price will be cheaper in the market, he will go to the market. So technically what we did here, we minimized his risk. Aditya, Aryan, Jaikishan, everyone, I hope I'm clear enough that using this option contract, what B is doing? B is trying to minimize his risk. So it's not only that you want to minimize the risk in your investment. For that, of course, you need portfolio theory and other things. There also you can use this. How can you minimize the risk? So there also derivatives can be used. But this example I tried to give you. So what we understood till here, that what is derivative, right? Why it is called derivative? Why it is important to price it accurately? Because if it is not priced accurately, it will create problem in the economy, right? And how people are using derivatives in minimizing the risk. Okay, so we have understood derivatives, we understood why it is important. So at least we have understood the cruciality of the problem, that yes, it's crucial to price option fairly, otherwise there will be a problem. Right till here, right? Okay, so now the idea is that, so the moral of the story is that what should be the fair value of an option contract? Right? What should be the fair value of an option contract? And in the morning two sessions, Professor Obeck discussed lot many things about this option contract, how to price. So in that, there are several methods by novel tree model he was discussing, right? I will be discussing in a separate way. We will discuss PD approach basically, because many of you might be uh, from that PD or numerical method background, so they will be finding it useful. And but yes, he is also doing some numerical tech way to find out the option value. But his approach was to prove certain things. His approach was too rigorous also. Okay, so the question is clear now. What should be the fair value of an option contract? Because we have realized that yes, it is important. Otherwise, what will happen? Here, if you see, if the premium is not correctly priced, so either B will be in advantage or A will be in advantage. Right? And it is not a simple advantage. It will be what? Professor Obeck mentioned a term which is no arbitrage. No arbitrage principle. Is there anyone in the audience who can at least guess what is no arbitrage, or at least tell what is no arbitrage? Because no arbitrage was discussed today, and Professor will prove many theorems based on no arbitrage. So, anyone from the audience? Okay, so the simple idea was that without any investment, if you are sure that you are going to get profit, that is arbitrage. What is arbitrage? Without any initial investment, right? So what he told, he also told, if you have listened properly, so he also told that suppose what you did, you borrowed something and you sold something, but you are sure that you are going to get profit, then this is a arbitrage, right? But if you are, so now you tell me, suppose you borrow a piece of land and then you sell it, is it a arbitrage? Because you borrow a money, you borrow some money from someone, you bought a piece of land and then you sell it, is it a arbitrage? Anyone? Not sure? Okay, just think over it, right? So the idea is no arbitrage principle was simply that without any initial investment, your return is positive. This is called arbitrage, right? This should not be, this should not happen. And what do you think? This should not happen. In a good economy, in a market, in a real market, this should not happen, that you have not invested anything, you have not utilized any money, and you are sure enough that you are going to get benefit. No, this should not happen. Otherwise, there will be a problem, right? So arbitrage opportunity should not be there, right? So now let us come back to our main question, that how we can price this option accurately. Okay, so now I'll just take 5 more minutes and then we will wind up. So please respond. So what Professor Obeck also mentioned, and in the inaugural session, it was also mentioned that all this theory started with 1900, when Louis Becquerel was a French mathematician, so he wrote a thesis, theory of speculations, right? His PhD thesis. He wrote a thesis, and there first time he discussed am I, is it? Anyone else? Please confirm. Audible. Okay. Aditya, you please check your speaker once. Okay. So in 1900, Louis Becquerel, he wrote, I mean, he discussed this problem in his PhD thesis, and from 1900 onwards, it's like it went on, right? So it went on, and then one one breakthrough result came in 1973. What the result name is? Black-Scholes model. So there were two mathematicians, Fisher Black and Myron Scholes. So they gave one partial differential equation in 1973 to compute the option price. So please, I mean, to understand that I have skipped the literature from 1900 to 1973. The reason is simple, that we have to cover many things. Our purpose is different actually. So that's why I have not gone through in the details of what happened from 1900 to 1973. The audience who is interested in this, they can simply figure out. They can look to some book or to some video. That is not a big problem. Okay. So they gave a partial differential equation. Most of you must be familiar of what is a partial differential equation, right? So they both gave a partial differential equation in 1973 to compute the option price. So that's great. I mean, if we have a partial differential equation, we can solve that and we can find the option price. Then the problem is resolved. Now, question is, if the problem is resolved, then why? I mean, again, we are discussing, we are doing research in this dimension. Any guess, anyone? Simple answer is that they derived this PD in with some assumptions, and those assumptions are not realistic. So people are trying to improve his model. Of course, his model is wonderful, but not perfect. So people are trying to improve his model to compute the option price. And to come wherever this partial differential equation comes, I don't know how many of you are aware, wherever this partial differential equation comes into the picture, right? We need what is needed? We need numerical methods to solve it. And that's what your first lecture is, that why do we need numerical methods for option pricing? Because there are partial differential equations, partial integral differential equations, many equations exist which does not have analytical solution, and that's why numerical methods are needed for option pricing problems. Right? So everyone convinced that why do we need option numerical methods for option pricing problem? Because in option pricing we get partial differential equations or partial integral differential equations or system of partial differential equations where we cannot solve them analytically. So numerical methods are needed to solve those equations. And what kind of what is so our next topic for tomorrow is first that what is Black Scholes PD, what it is actually we should understand, and we should understand in detail that how it is obtained, what are the challenges, what are the advantages, and second, what numerical method we are going to use, right? What numerical method we are going to use to solve this Black Scholes PD. So this is we are going to do in the next lectures. Theoretically and implementation wise also, we'll be doing some MATLAB implementation also. So this is what for today's lecture. Anyone having any query, then you can ask. If anyone of you have any query from whatever we have done, so you can ask, otherwise we can wind up. Anyone? Okay, so if no queries, so thank you everyone. I thank all the participants for joining this session. Your next session is tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. The schedule is already shared with you. Please do join the session at 9:30 a.m. and we'll continue with this Black Scholes PD and numerical methods. Thank you everyone. We are winding up the session now.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.